Have you ever looked down at your legs and wondered, when did I get this weak? You're walking across the living room and suddenly your knees feel shaky. You go to stand up and have to use both arms to push yourself from the chair. It didn't used to be this way. This isn't about being tired. It's not even about age. What you may be feeling is the early warning sign of something that silently steals strength from millions of seniors in America. It's called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. And it's the real reason why so many people end up on walkers, wheelchairs, or simply unable to get out of bed without help. But here's what I need you to hear from me. Not as a voice on a screen, but as a doctor who spent 50 years treating folks just like you. This is not your fault, and it is not too late, because in this video, I'm going to show you 5 essential vitamins, backed by research from places like Harvard Medical School and the National Institute on Aging, that can help rebuild your muscles, restore your energy, and protect your independence. We're not talking about trendy supplements or empty promises. These are real solutions that can start working right at your kitchen table, even before breakfast tomorrow. If you've ever felt your legs go weak without warning, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I know where you're starting from. And if this video speaks to you, subscribe and tap the bell so we don't lose touch. Number 1, vitamin D, the silent powerhouse that holds your legs together. Let me tell you a story I'll never forget. David was 68, a retired electrician from Ohio. Big guy, worked with his hands his whole life. Never stepped foot in a hospital until one winter morning. He slipped while picking up the newspaper. His legs just gave out. At first he thought it was just a bad step, but when he couldn't climb stairs without holding on to both railings, his wife brought him in. His lab results didn't show any broken bones. What he had was something most people ignore, a severe vitamin D deficiency. Now here's the truth. This isn't rare, not at all. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, over 60% of adults over the age of 65 in the United States have either insufficient or deficient levels of vitamin D. And the older we get, the worse it gets, especially if we spend more time indoors, avoid the sun, or live in colder states. But why does it matter? Because vitamin D doesn't just protect your bones. It activates receptors in your muscles, especially the ones in your legs, hips, and core. The very muscles that keep you steady when you get out of a chair or walk down the stairs. Without it, your muscle fibers lose coordination. Your legs feel slower. You stumble. You start needing help, a cane, a walker, even a hand just to get to the bathroom. This is how sarcopenia sneaks in. Not with a bang, but with weakness you explain away. I'm just tired today. I probably just slept wrong. No, this is your body waving a red flag. Now here's the good news. You can change this, and you don't need a prescription. Most older adults benefit from 800 to 1,000 international units of vitamin D every single day, preferably in the D3 form, which your body absorbs better. And if you pair that with a protein-rich breakfast and a short morning walk, it's like flipping the switch from muscle breakdown to muscle rebuild. I've seen patients like David go from near falls to walking steadily again in less than 90 days. So let me ask you directly, are you taking vitamin D every day? Or have you been hoping your multivitamin is enough? If you've ever noticed that your legs feel heavier or you've struggled to stand without help, drop the word strength in the comments. We're just getting started. The next vitamin affects not just your muscles, but the nerves that control them. And without it, even the strongest legs won't hold you. Number 2, vitamin B12, the spark plug for muscle control that most seniors are missing. 2 months ago, I had a patient named Linda. She's 74, lives alone, proud and independent. But she came into my clinic looking shaken, said she dropped her coffee mug 3 times that week. Not because she was clumsy, because she couldn't feel her fingertips. And when she stood up from the exam table, I noticed her step wavered. Her balance was off. She told me, "Doc, I just feel off, like my body doesn't listen to me anymore." That, my friend, is a red flag for vitamin B12 deficiency, one of the most underdiagnosed problems I see in older Americans. Now, here's what you need to understand. B12 is like the spark plug in your car. It powers your nervous system, the system that sends signals from your brain to your muscles. So when your B12 is low, your legs don't get the message. Your reflexes slow down. You feel unsteady. You reach for furniture to balance. You lose the ability to trust your steps. This isn't just about feeling tired. It's about losing control over your body. It's about falling in your kitchen and waking up in a hospital bed. Here's the kicker. After age 60, your stomach stops producing as much acid, and that acid is what helps you absorb B12 from food. So you might be eating steak or eggs and think you're covered, but your body could still be running on empty. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, up to 30% of adults over 65 in the United States have low B12 levels, and most have no idea until a crisis hits. But this is not irreversible. With just 500 to 1,000 micrograms of vitamin B12 daily, especially in sublingual form, under the tongue, most people can restore their levels. And when those nerve signals fire again, guess what follows? Balance, control, confidence. Linda came back 6 weeks later, walking straighter, smiling more. She told me, "I don't feel afraid to leave my porch anymore." So tell me honestly, have you noticed your feet feel numb sometimes? Or that your hands don't grip the way they used to? If you relate, type awake in the comments. Because when your nerves wake up, so does your strength. And speaking of protection, the next vitamin we're going to talk about acts like armor inside your muscles, shielding them from invisible damage every single day. And if you're not getting enough, every step you take might be costing you more than you think. Number 3, vitamin E, the muscle armor that slows down aging from the inside out. Last fall, I had a patient named Robert, 71 years old, lifelong runner, always active, but he came to see me because he said, "Doc, I don't recover like I used to. I go for a short walk, and I'm sore for 3 days. I feel stiff all the time, like my muscles are rusting." He wasn't exaggerating, because what Robert was describing was oxidative stress, a silent force that builds up inside your body as you age. And the longer it stays unchecked, the more damage it does to your muscles, joints, and energy. That's where vitamin E comes in. Now I want you to picture this. Every time you move, even something as gentle as walking down the hall, your muscles experience microscopic damage, tiny tears, wear and tear you can't see or feel right away. In a healthy younger body, those fibers repair quickly, but after age 60, the body's natural repair system slows down. Vitamin E acts like armor, neutralizing the free radicals that attack your muscle tissue, protecting your body from inflammation, and helping your muscles recover faster. According to research published by the National Institutes of Health, older adults who supplement with vitamin E show reduced levels of muscle damage and faster recovery after exercise. And the best part? You don't need much. Just 15 milligrams per day, that's about 22 international units, is enough to give your muscles a layer of protection that most seniors are missing entirely. But here's the catch. Most older adults don't get enough of it from food. And when the damage adds up, your legs start to feel like sandbags. You feel sore just getting out of the car. You start avoiding stairs. Not because you're scared, but because you know the soreness will last for days. That's how mobility shrinks, step by step, day by day. And before you know it, your world gets smaller. You stop walking as much, and your muscles fade even faster. But you don't have to let that happen. If your recovery has been slower lately, or you've been avoiding activity out of fear of soreness, comment the word shield below, because that's what vitamin E does. It shields your muscles from the silent attacks of aging. Now imagine if you could go even further, not just protect your muscles from damage, but rebuild the very structure that holds them together. That's exactly what the next vitamin does. And most people have no idea just how powerful it is. Number 4, vitamin C, the hidden glue that holds your muscles and bones together. Let me tell you about Patricia. She's 76, a retired teacher, always took good care of herself, eats her veggies, stretches every morning. But over the past year, she started noticing something strange. Her joints felt wobbly. She wasn't losing muscle per se, but her body didn't feel solid anymore. She said, "Doc, my muscles are there, but it's like they're not attached right. I feel loose, fragile. I nodded because I knew exactly what was happening. It wasn't her muscles, it was her connective tissue, the tendons and ligaments that anchor your muscles to your bones. And the silent culprit? Vitamin C deficiency. Now, most folks think of vitamin C as the cold and flu vitamin. But here's what they don't know. Vitamin C is essential for producing collagen, the structural protein that forms the scaffolding of your body. Your joints, your ligaments, your skin, even the tiny capillaries that feed your muscles. They all rely on collagen. And without enough vitamin C, collagen breaks down. That's when you start to feel like things aren't holding together anymore. You stand up and your knees wobble. You twist wrong and you strain your shuang. You go for a walk and your Achilles tendon feels like it's made of rubber bands. This is how strength is lost. Not because the muscle vanishes overnight, but because the infrastructure collapses. And it gets worse with age. After 60, your body produces less collagen naturally. So if you're not giving it the raw materials, it simply stops rebuilding what's broken. Here's the solution. Most adults over 60 need at least 75 to 90 milligrams of vitamin C daily, and more if you're healing, recovering, or trying to be active. That's about what you'd get from one orange, a handful of strawberries, or a cup of bell peppers. But if chewing is hard or your appetite is low, a simple vitamin C powder or supplement can be just as effective. Patricia started taking a vitamin C chewable with breakfast, along with her regular light yoga. 2 months later, she came back and said, "My knees feel tighter. My steps are surer. I can kneel in the garden again without worrying." That's not a miracle. That's just biochemistry, working in your favor when you give your body what it needs. So tell me, have you felt like your muscles are still there, but your body doesn't feel as connected anymore? If that sounds familiar, comment the word anchor below, because vitamin C isn't just about the immune system. It's about rebuilding the invisible threads that keep your strength together. And speaking of strength, what if I told you that the very calcium you're taking to support your bones could be going to the wrong place, into your arteries? Unless you pair it with one final missing link, that's where we go next. And it might just be the most important piece of all. Number 5, vitamin K2, the traffic controller that sends strength to your muscles, not to your arteries. I once had a patient named Harold, 82, quiet man, former engineer, took his vitamins every morning, religiously. Calcium, vitamin D, even fish oil. But one day during a routine scan, we found something he never expected. Calcium deposits in his arteries. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I thought calcium was supposed to help me, not hurt me." And I told him the truth. Calcium can help, or it can harm. It all depends on where it ends up. And that's exactly where vitamin K2 comes in. Think of it like the traffic controller of your body's calcium supply. Without enough vitamin K2, all that calcium you're taking can drift into the wrong places, into soft tissues, blood vessels, even your heart valves. That's when calcium becomes dangerous. It hardens your arteries, reduces blood flow, raises your risk of heart attack and stroke, all while your bones and muscles still don't get what they need. But here's the powerful part. Vitamin K2, especially in its MK7 form, activates special proteins that grab onto calcium in the bloodstream and deliver it to your bones and muscles, where it belongs. That means stronger bones, better muscle contractions, and cleaner arteries. According to research published in the Journal of Nutrition, seniors who consistently take vitamin K2 experience better muscle performance, fewer fractures, and lower arterial stiffness. But most Americans barely get any of it. Why? Because K2 is mainly found in fermented foods like natto and certain cheeses like Gouda and Brie, foods not commonly eaten in the American diet. That's why I recommend that adults over 60 take 90 to 120 micrograms of MK7 vitamin K2 daily, especially if you're already taking calcium or vitamin D. Harold, he added K2 to his routine. 3 months later, we did a follow-up. His calcium scores had stabilized. And more importantly, he said, "I feel lighter on my feet. My legs feel more responsive." That's the difference when calcium goes where it's supposed to. Are you already taking calcium or vitamin D? If so, comment the word direct below. Because calcium without K2 is like building a house with no blueprint. It ends up in the wrong place. And now that you know what vitamins help rebuild muscle and prevent sarcopenia, there's one final question that could change everything. When should you take them? Because timing isn't just important. It might be the one thing standing between weakness and a real comeback. Number 6, timing is everything, everything. When to take these vitamins for maximum muscle rebuilding. You know the what. Now let's talk about the when. Because knowing which vitamins to take is only half the battle. When you take them can make the difference between real results and wasted effort. Here's what most people don't realize. After the age of 60, your body doesn't absorb nutrients like it used to. Your digestion slows down, your hormone cycles shift, and your muscles, they follow a daily rhythm, a natural build and break cycle that resets every 24 hours. If you align your supplements with this rhythm, you unlock the power of those vitamins to actually rebuild your strength. Miss the window, and you're just tossing pills into the wind. So let's break it down. Clear, simple, doable. Morning and within 30 minutes of waking up. This is when your body is in a catabolic state, meaning it's breaking down muscle tissue after a night of fasting. This is your chance to flip the switch. Take vitamin D and vitamin B12 right after waking, ideally with a high-protein breakfast, something like 2 scrambled eggs and a slice of whole grain toast. Vitamin D boosts calcium absorption when your body is most primed to use it. Vitamin B12 fires up your nervous system, helping you feel more alert and balanced. Midday or post-activity, that's your recovery window. After a walk, gardening, or light resistance training, your muscles are inflamed and calling out for repair. That's when you take vitamin C and vitamin E. These two act like fire extinguishers, calming inflammation, rebuilding connective tissue, and helping your muscles bounce back stronger, not sorer. Even a 15-minute walk around the block is enough to trigger this repair mode. Evening, with your main meal. This is the ideal time to take vitamin K2, especially if your dinner includes calcium or vitamin D. Why? Because this is when your digestive system is most active. And K2 works best when paired with dietary fats. Think olive oil, avocado, or a small serving of eggs. That's when that steps in and tells calcium exactly where to go. Bones and muscles only, not your arteries. Now, here's something most doctors won't tell you. None of this matters if you only do it sometimes. Consistency is everything. It's like watering a garden. You don't flood it once and expect it to bloom. You give it what it needs, day by day, and over time, you see growth. If you've ever wondered when the best time to take your vitamins is, and now you have clarity, comment the word rhythm below because your body wants to heal. You just need to give it what it needs at the right time. And now that you know what to take and when to take it, let's expose one dangerous myth that may be standing in your way. The belief that one multivitamin a day is enough after 60. Trust me, that lie is costing people their strength every single day. Number 7, the dangerous myth of one multivitamin a day. Why it's not enough after 60. Let's get something straight. If you're over 60 and still relying on a one-a-day multivitamin, you might be leaving your muscles completely unprotected. I've seen it too many times. A patient shows me their bottle and says, "Doc, I take this every morning. Shouldn't I be fine?" But then I look at the label. Vitamin D, only 400 IU, half of what's needed. Vitamin B12, in the wrong form. Cyanocobalamin, hard to absorb. Vitamin K2, missing entirely. Most store-bought multis are built for the average 35-year-old, not a senior body dealing with muscle loss, poor absorption, and nerve decline. Here's what your body needs now. Vitamin D3, not D2. Methylcobalamin B12, not cyano. K7K2, not just K1. And higher doses, spread throughout the day, not one single tablet. One pill can't fix what age has slowly changed. And pretending it can, that's how people go from tired legs to walkers to complete immobility. Are you currently taking a multivitamin? If yes, comment check. And make sure it's built for your age, not your past. Coming up next, even if you take all the right vitamins, they won't work alone. You need movement, not gym workouts, just the right kind of motion at the right time. I'll show you how to unlock muscle growth with just a few simple moves. Number 8, vitamins alone are not enough. How gentle movement unlocks muscle growth. Here's the hard truth. You can take every right vitamin and still feel weak if you don't move. That's because vitamins are only the raw materials. But motion, that's the spark that tells your muscles, wake up, rebuild, get stronger. And no, I'm not talking about lifting weights at the gym. You don't need machines. You just need movement that talks to your muscles. Simple things like sitting down and standing up from a chair 10 times, holding onto a counter and lifting one leg at a time, using a resistance band to stretch your arms and legs. Do this for just 10 minutes a day and something amazing happens. Your blood flow improves. Your nerves reconnect. And those vitamins, they stop floating around and start going to work. One of my patients, Elaine, was 74 and could barely get out of bed. We started with chair squats and light stretches. 90 days later, she walked into my office without her cane. Want to try this yourself? Comment routine below, and I'll share a daily movement plan designed for people over 60. Because remember, vitamins feed your muscles. Movement activates them. Together, they bring strength back to life. And if you stay consistent, you'll start noticing the change in just a few weeks. Coming up next, I'll show you exactly how to turn this into a simple 90-day plan, one that rebuilds your body day by day without overwhelm. Number 9, your 90-day strength comeback plan. One pill, one step, one victory at a time. Let's make this real. Not someday, not next month, now. You don't need a full transformation overnight. You just need a small, smart step. Today. Here's how thousands of my older patients got their strength back without stress or burnout. Week 1, start with vitamin D3 in the morning. Pair it with eggs or yogurt. Add 5 minutes of slow chair stands. Simple, but powerful. Week 2, add sublingual vitamin B12 before breakfast. Feel your focus come back. Add light toe taps or heel raises while brushing your teeth. Week 3, begin vitamin E and C after light activity, maybe after your morning walk or gardening. Stretch for 5 minutes. That's enough. Week 4, introduce vitamin K2 with your biggest meal. Make sure there's a little fat, olive oil or avocado. Add a resistance band stretch. After that, repeat. Build, adjust. This isn't a sprint, it's a rhythm. One day, one vitamin, one move at a time. Track your progress. Circle day 1 on your calendar. In 90 days, circle it again and compare how far you've come. You might be surprised. Stronger legs, fewer stumbles, deeper sleep, more confidence. If you're starting today, write day 1 in the comments. Let's support each other on this journey. Because aging isn't about decline, it's about how you rise. Now, there's one final thing you need to hear, and I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because I care. If you don't act now, the window may close. Let me explain why. I want to say something that most people won't tell you. If you've been watching this far, if your legs are already feeling weaker, if you've already had that one scary fall, if standing up takes more effort than it used to, then this is your moment. Not next month, not when you have more time. Right now, because sarcopenia doesn't wait. It doesn't knock loudly. It steals quietly, one stare, one step, one breath at a time. But the beautiful truth is this: your muscles are still listening, your body is still willing, and your future is still in your hands. You don't need a gym, you don't need fancy equipment. You just need consistency, the right support, and belief. You now know what to take, when to take it, and how to move. That's your plan. One vitamin, one step, one victory, every day. So let me ask you, if there was only one thing you'd change starting today to protect your strength, what would it be? Type your answer in the comments, because your story might help someone else start. And if this message stirred something in you, if you want to keep learning how to protect your independence and live well beyond 60, then don't miss our next video. Over 60, eat this or lose muscle fast. It reveals the one food most seniors ignore, but could make or break your muscle recovery every single day. Click it now, because if you eat right and supplement right, you won't just prevent weakness. You'll rebuild the life you thought was behind you. I'm Dr. Thomas Reed, and I believe in your comeback. See you in the next one.